Hello, guys. Thank you so much for coming to my page. And it's really late at night, and I should be sleeping, but I'm not. And it's one of those things that when baby is asleep, that's when I can get the most work done. So here I am. And I actually went back to Junebug and bought this beautiful Renaissance dress. And I found this hair in my huge inventory, and I just love this outfit. I think it's so pretty. But anywho, today I'm actually here because it's actually something that I've been thinking about for quite some time. I would say a couple years. And it is about my favorite movie of all time, and that movie is Coraline. And I have watched tons of reviews and theories about Coraline, and I never thought that I actually had an interesting theory until this last year, where I've been working it through my mind, and I want to give you my theory about Coraline. So hopefully it'll be interesting. So my theory about the other mother is that the other mother is a story, and it's a warning story about narcissism. The other mother is a narcissist, and she would be what we would call a malignant narcissist. And Coraline is the golden child, or I would say that she is the golden child until the other mother gets sick of her. And what I find kind of most interesting about the other mother is that the other mother, she lives underground. We don't actually know exactly where she lives. We know it's in like another world. Some theories say that she lives in the well, the deep, dark part of the well, or she lives in like a in-between realm between living and fantasy. There's also been theories that she is a fae. But the thing I find kind of most telling about the other mother is that she is an empty vessel, and where she lives is it's dark and dingy. And when she before she creates that other world where she tries to trap Coraline with all this fantasy and illusionment and enchantments and everything that Coraline would want, and if you are to, spoiler alert, hopefully you have seen this movie, but at the end, she actually shows Coraline what the lair that she lives in is. It's all spiders, and it's dark, and there's nothing really there. And to me, that is the perfect representation of a narcissist. Inside, it's completely empty. It's devoid of like really true emotions and feelings, and that representation of like the spider web and the darkness. It's if you actually watch the movie, at that ending, you can actually, in my mind, you can actually see what it is to be a narcissist, to have that emptiness all around you. I would say that the other part about Coraline is the love bomb stage. So we have the beginning of the movie where the other mother sends her doll, and the doll is watching Coraline. And the doll goes back to the other mother and reports to the other mother pretty much the doll actually doesn't go back, but the mother watches through the doll's eyes of Coraline. And she's able to tell, what Coraline really wants, what she's missing. And when Coraline visits, she's able to give her pretty much project everything that Coraline is missing from her real mom. And to me, that is the love bomb stage. So a narcissist will, a lot of times we think that they're not listening or they're not watching because they tend to talk over you, but they do actually listen very carefully. And the love bomb stage is the part where you get very confused because you think this person is amazing. They're giving you everything that you ever wanted, and your feet literally don't touch the ground. It feels amazing. And to me, that stage is definitely the love bomb stage. And Coraline falls hook, line, and sinker, and she is amazed by the world that the narcissist mom has created for her. It's just so beautiful. And then you get into the part where, in the middle of the movie, after the other mother has essentially shown Coraline everything that she ever wanted and has given her foods and treats and gifts of clothes, she now is expecting payment. And the payment is sewing the buttons on her eyes, closing herself off to what the other mother is. She absolutely has to have those buttons because she cannot see the other mother in her true form, which is a horrible, nasty beast, scary, a demon. And that part of it is representative of the narcissist. So after the narcissist has created the love bomb stage for you, essentially giving you what you wanted, they now expect payment. And payment comes in many different ways, but it usually is a part of your soul. And the payment for what they have given you is not equal to what they've given you. You have to pay them so much more, and honestly, the payment never ends. And to me, that part of the soul that the narcissist mom is expecting, she actually wants the full soul. And that is completely representative of a narcissist because they do want your full soul. And it could be something like buying a book or buying you some clothes, treating you nicely for a week or a day, but they absolutely expect full payment of your soul, of your being. And if you are empathic or kind or sweet, they love people like that. Coraline is a little bit of, I would say she's a bit bratty, but ultimately, Coraline is a very, very sweet child and loves her family so much. The third part is when the narcissist mom becomes a spider and she talks. Coraline meets, the other ghost childs, and their souls have been essentially, their body has been taken and their souls are being kept by the other mother. And that is representative to me of the narcissistic, their victims, where one narcissist will have many, many victims in their lifetime and many, many souls that they have damaged. And to me, a narcissist will keep tabs of all the souls they've damaged. And I do believe that sometimes they think about them, and it gives them great pleasure to think about the people they've hurt. And that's what I feel about the narcissistic mom, the other mother, is that those souls, she relishes the fact that they are behind a wall and that she can visit them whenever she wants and torment them. And the thing about and that also is the discard phase. So after Coraline would put on the buttons on her eyes, she would probably play with her, maybe treat her nicely for, a week or two. Who knows? I don't know how long this would go for. But eventually she'd grow tired of Coraline. And she would see her as weak or pathetic, or the neediness of a child would get to her. And she would destroy that child. And that is the discard phase. The discard phase is the most brutal phase of the narcissist. They will throw you away, destroy you, and punish you for being empathic, punish you for being needy, punish you for being what they see as a weak person. So the other part that I also found interesting was that every time Coraline would try to go back to the main house, it became harder and harder. And that was representative to me of that every time you are in a relationship with a narcissist and you try to go back to your old self, it becomes harder and harder, and the route becomes longer and longer. So much so that you forget who you were in the beginning. So, trying to think of what else. I feel like the other mother keeping Coraline's real parents, that made a lot of sense to me, where she would put herself in between her real parents and try to make Coraline feel dissatisfied with her real parents, that they weren't good enough. That is a narcissistic trick where they tend to isolate you from the people that you love, make them feel like they're not good enough, that they're against you. So that was something that came in that really stood out. And then the gloves and the shoes, and how she made sure to give that to Coraline. Definitely love bomb stage. Yeah, so that's all I could come up with so far. Hopefully, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I hope to maybe do some other videos about this, but this movie is fantastic. It's my favorite movie. And on a side note, I just wanted to say that, when this movie first came out, I had no idea about Coraline. I actually never read the comic book, but this promoter came in. I was actually working in the store, and he told me that there's this movie coming out, and here's a key. And I thought, what is this? And he gave me this black key, which I still have today, and it's up on my bureau. And I on the key it said, Coraline.com, and I went on the website and went to see the movie, and then I just couldn't stop seeing the movie. And I read the comic book, and it was even better. And actually the movie and the comic book are just so good, so it's definitely worth seeing. I have watched this movie so many times that I've had to rebuy the movie. And yeah, one of my favorite movies. I would probably say it's my favorite movie, and it's definitely something that is I think it's a warning for children about who people really are, and that you can't always trust people. even though they may look really good on the outside, you don't know how they really feel about you on the inside. And I guess it's a warning for adults as well. So go see this movie if you'd like. I definitely recommend it. And thank you for visiting my page, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.